Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play RGFX Kaiserreich and doing. Let us continue on from we last left off. So we are preparing to intervene in the American Civil War. I don't know if we're going to get to it by the end of this episode. It would be nice if we could, but I don't take it like joint effort program. I know I don't want to take any of the decisions because you do lower legitimacy, but at the same time you just get free 50 political power. Actually, is that even worth it? How many do I get in 21 days by default right now? Be 21 and then half of 20. So I'm pretty sure I get like 31 in 21 days anyways. So actually, that might actually not be worth it. Like a power gain plus 1.5. I mean, that'd be pretty good. Construction speed's okay. Yeah, I don't 16 steel. That's the most interesting to me because we are running low on steel right now. I mean, we're still importing a lot to the Canadians. But that's okay. Not a big deal. We have 6 Lex for export. Nobody's actually importing anything from us, unfortunately. I mean, the Canadians are, but that's about it. We're going to get 3 military factories out of this. Again, it is going to mean we're going to have slightly less in terms of civilian factories. But, I mean, we have so many factories are being used by the freaking Great Depression right now anyway, so I'm not too super concerned with it. Could it go excavation too? You know what? 113 days, I will actually take it. And we now have... Well, we have 1. We're soon going to have 4 military factories. So let's put 1 more on fighters, 1 more on close air support. We have 2 more outfits. I'm going to put 1 here. And I'm going to take 1 off of motorized for now. I'm going to put another 1 on infantry equipment. And then 1 more... 1 more on fighters. We could import... I will import a single factory worth of aluminum. Because, I mean, how bad is our we don't have supplies penalty right now? It's a -10 on you. It's a -17.5. Okay, I mean, it's bad. I'm actually going to switch them the other way. You're -20. And you're actually, I think it's actually better this way. Ever so slightly, but it's slightly better. Okay, so there is the war in the desert. I mean, factory, that's a 10% factory. Like, these are both really good. I am going to go for streamlined grand production. It's going to give us 25% cheaper guns, which you can use to really try to crank out a decent-sized army. And xenographic breakthrough. An exciting development has been made in the field of printing. A man named Chester Carlson has approached numerous businessmen with a successful patent. The technique of dry photocopying that he has given a name xenography. His story is a remarkable one that reflects the truth of the American dream. Born in Washington State in 1906, Carlson worked various odd jobs in his youth due to his family's struggling financial situation. The principal provider of his family, Carlson often turned to his own interest in inventing. He was heavily inspired by the sex story of Thomas Edison. To Carlson, the idea of invention was alluring as it could provide an escape to his meager social status. Carlson attended the California Institute of Technology, a hardworking young man, where school's tuition placed him further in debt. With the height of the Great Depression hitting in the States in 1930, Carlson found himself out of work and out of money. In 1936, Carlson began to study law at the New York Law School in Tribeca amidst the chaos that engulfed the American nation. Spending a long nights in the New York Public Library, he grew tired of copying law books by hand due to his inability to afford them. This seemingly endless task led him to read an article in an obscure German scientific journal from Paul Srei regarding the nature of copying machines. He conducted experiments after experiments in his tiny apartment, often smoky and smelly, and sometimes explosive. Despite development authorities on his spine, Carlson persisted, working on with an Austrian immigrant, Otto Cornay. Finally, on October 22nd, 1938, the man achieved a breakthrough. Curve wrote 10-22-38 Astoria in ink on a slide, which then had an electric current generated and transferred onto wax paper. In the hands of 2 men was the world's first xenographic copy. While Carlson has already filed for a patent, it remains unknown whether or not businesses will approach Carlson for its invention. There are signal corps already expressed great interest in dry copies, produced alternatively through the traditional photographic techniques. So I'm assuming he made like a fax machine, right? I don't know. I don't think I've never used a fax machine. I think I'm too young to have used a fax machine in my life. But I've never worked like an office job or anything like that, so maybe that would. I think some offices and stuff still use fax machines. I think like even some like doctors' offices and stuff still use faxes. So maybe one day in the future I'll be -6 on aluminum, huh? Probably because we're trying to build actually more aircraft, right? Yeah, you are now a -25. You are -12 point. Hey, fine. You know what? You've convinced me. We're not going to trade with the Commune of France for obvious reasons. We'll import you. I will import one rubber from... Again, I want to import someone who's actually going to be friendly with us in the future. I guess German... No. Siam, Indonesia. Brazil. We'll trade with Brazil. So I don't want to be trading with anybody in Asia. Dude, I mean, I guess they go through the Panama Canal. Maybe that wouldn't be too bad. Again, what I'm really worried about is the CSA intercepting any of our supply shipments when war inevitably breaks out, right? Like, it's going to happen. Finest hour. What's going on in the rest of the world? We do see the SRI is at war with both the Italian Federation and with two Sicilies. Bulgaria is still doing okay. Ottoman's having a bit of a troubled situation right now. Qing-Fenian War has begun. I think that's about it. We do see that you guys have aligned into one faction. King of Siam still is a different color. Again, I don't know why they changed Siam's color to be like, I don't know, it's like more green, I guess I would say. Oh, so we have 55 points here. Can I do anything? I can organize another safe house in New Jersey. Go with that. See if maybe we can secure something on our front lines. Quam has been annexed. Okay, that's gonna be good for Saudi Arabia. I mean, it doesn't do anything for me personally, but that's okay. I mean, actually, that's not true. Maybe the Ottomans could end up joining the Entente. Actually, can they join the Entente with their current government? I believe the answer is no. They cannot. United against imperialism. No, they can join up with Austria. Well, that's really about it. So yeah, and I know. I think maybe it's like the liberals who can join up with the Entente. I know one faction in the Ottoman Empire can join the Entente. Do not research this. We'll get those guns for free afterwards. Excavation 2, I'm going to say no to. I'm going to go synthetic oil. Get an oil upgrade. We can at least produce a little bit of oil. Because right now we're probably making, yeah, 48. Then I wouldn't mind getting the fuel per oil research upgrade. I think that'll definitely be nice for us. Okay, Iran's declared war on the Ottoman Empire. Another weapons cache has been looted. Here's the safe house. Can't do anything here. I don't know when we can do anything on this side yet. We have 75 legitimacy right now. Again, I don't know. I'm guessing if we get it to 100, maybe something cool will happen, but we have 2 days until... Yeah, I honestly don't think like most of our stuff down here is actually going very, very well. 0 days in Albany. I'm assuming it failed. So that's nice. Maybe we've successfully have infiltrated New Jersey enough. But that's just kind of a guess. I don't actually know. We will put one more into close air support. Want to make sure if we're importing any materials, we want to be utilizing those materials. And I think that kind of seems obvious. Next, we do have tactical bombers as well. I'm going to take one off close air support to put into tactical bombers. It does mean we don't have enough aluminum for that one, but don't worry about it. We're only -1. Not so bad. Syria has already fallen. Maybe the Ottoman Empire is just going to have like a great game. Yeah, no, I think the Ottomans are just going to crush them. Government rifle contracts. As the original government of New England finds out on the doorstep of war, the question has been raised by businessmen and the army as to which company the government will align itself with. To claim the rest of the nation means that New England infantrymen want to be equipped with the most modern rifles. The old dusty National Guard rifles hastily handed out will not do. 2 names for officially sponsored government contracts have been consistent throughout the endless debates: the Springfield Armory and the Winchester Repeating Arms Company. Scouted and approved by George Washington himself in 1777, the Springfield Armory is the obvious candidate. Briefly, the only government manufacturer of arms during the First American Civil War. Choosing the Springfield Armory carries a symbolic resonance, especially as New England claims itself to be the last bastion of American democracy on the continent. I mean, that's not true. I mean, technically, Roosevelt is still over there, but we'll see. Industrial powerhouse, responsible for mass producing and developing the M1903 rifle. The Springfield Armory also features a curious new weapon designed by New Englander John Garand. Garand has been developing a semi-automatic rifle since 1919, and although many of his designs have failed to meet the Armory specifications, his latest design, the M1 caliber 30, is shown to be extremely promising in initial test. With the M1 in plans to be fully adopted within our armed forces, perhaps we should consider supporting the Springfield Armory. The Winchester Repeating Arms Company, also been brought up in discussion, founded in 1866, the company was responsible for the successful model 1873, known as the gun that won the West, named as such for its iconic use in the Great Plains. Since its early days, the Winchester Company has continuously released self-loading rifles in the many years of operation. While the Great Depression has severely weakened the company, Company Vice President John M. Olin pushed for a new company tradition of producing only the finest and well-crafted deluxe rifles and shotguns. Since its hard time, the company has bounced back, and craftsmanship would surely come in handy in our uses. I think we want to go... No matter what, we get the M1 Garand for free, so I'm happy with that. But I mean, just... Yeah. We get a free gun, and we have a 25... It would actually... I have you as well. Did that stack? It does. So you cost 0.43. Right now we're using you, which cost... This actually is basically the exact same price. Due to all of our disc... We actually need more steel, though, because they're very expensive. -5. Are you actually the only thing we have that uses steel? I guess so. So I'm glad we have... I think we're stacking a 35% reduction of cost on rifles, which is pretty good. Military staff probably want to go for... Okay. Oh, just my plus 10% attack, as well as getting army experience for free. I'm very happy with. I mean, we could get 16 steel for free off of the steel mills. We could get 10% more factory output, which would also be quite nice. We could reduce our penalty for lack of resources. 35 days on you. We're gonna go with you first. Give me my 10% factory output. I mean, it's so good. How could you say no to it? Okay, so we can't do anything here. We also have safe house in Virginia. I guess every state maybe has its own state. No, you have a safe house too. In Kentucky, in Virginia. For some reason, not in Philadelphia. We also have one up here in Michigan. Maybe I just don't understand how this is supposed to work. Okay, you guys deploy on this. There we go. We got a full 24 stack. So I'm happy to see that. We also have 5,000 rifles in storage. Could I theoretically replace every one of my garbage National Guard units with good infantry? Yes. Well, mostly. We're going to need a handful of guns, but nothing too ludicrous. I'm going to go with entrenchment speed. And then for Field Marshal, attack +1. Give me... You know what? Give me offensive doctrine. We're going to lose less organization on marching, which I think is pretty good. Research slot available. Could go for an artillery upgrade. We could go also for the 1940 infantry upgrade as well, so I'm going to take that. And we could upgrade artillery, which I definitely will do. I see no reason not to. Primarily seeing as we have enough artillery already in our storage that adding more artillery is not actually going to cause any major hindrances, I would have to say. So do we have any other like major debuffs? Again, I know we have the Great Depression, but it's getting better and better by the day. I mean, the CSA, it almost feels like we even need to kind of back the American Union state a little bit against you. I mean, again, the Canadians haven't sent any volunteers here. They've sent volunteers to other fronts, Argentina, Spain, into Italy, but that's really about it. Argentina looks like they will win their war against Chile. Ambassador Winat's fight for democracy. At a conference in Montreal, prominent ambassador of Canada from the United States, John Winat, gave a speech praising the goals of the Entente Alliance. The British Dominions and their allies are fighting together against a system that represents a perversion of social justice. Socialists who currently control the British Isles have gone too far in the pursuit of a noble ideal. In their efforts to raise up the working class, they destroy the natural order of society and turn the world upside down. Looking to the future, he said that when the war is done and arms are laid down, he's hopeful that people of not just Britain, but the whole world will rebuild democracy In a likeness, more in perfect likeness had been before. Okay, we got 1% war support. So you're rallying the exiles. Okay. Do you still have... Okay, you have done crossing the border. It's faction leader. You cannot do... Yeah, because this is... You can only do this after the war. Again, I don't think you're backing anyone, which I'm happy with. I wonder... There might be actually a thing within the AI itself to not... If the New England is a player, the AI might not take decisions to back another faction. Okay, so we got a war. Oh no, not a war in India. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't care. Because I'm not sending troops to India. Canada, don't you fucking send troops to India, please and thank you. It'd be really bad for me because I kind of need your troops in, you know, here. Would be nice. Smuggling troops been apprehended. Very cool. Very happy to see that. Could go for excavation, but I think I will at least take one level of fuel refining. And excavation 2 is almost done. It'll be done in 11 days. Hopefully will give us our 5 steel that we need, because this is a 10%, which is going to give us 6 steel. Probably export 1. So we're probably not going to get up to 0, but we might go up to like -1. Okay, looks like the Carlists have died. Now just ENT against the Kingdom of Spain. See how that goes for you. What do we want next? We should probably be building trains, huh? Yeah, let's make trains. How many trains do we have in our storage? 15. We need one more. I will invest in the political power because I can. Excavation 2 has now finished. Apparently it only gave us 10%? I guess it's 10% off of 54. Okay, whatever you say. IDC advisors. I mean, factory output would be nice. I'm just building factories, right? Yeah, just give me factory output. I do need more guns. Right now, I'm making 37 per day. Weapon cache looted. Happy to see it. Can't do anything, again, in the south right now. What do you want to research again? It's 39. I guess we could go for better tank. I mean, we're not building tanks, though. Maybe I should be building tanks. Actually, I'll research the main level of anti-air. Maybe we want to build some anti-air guns in New England. I don't know quite yet. But I imagine it'd probably be useful, right? We're missing 2 steel. We're trying to... I saw we're also building a railroad. And I don't remember what this railroad's for. So we're not going to build a railroad. Because, yeah, I don't know what it was actually meant for. What we could do... Can't build the anti... I guess we could build the infrastructure. Could use it to get 3 more steel up north. 1... Yeah, go... How expensive? You're 6,000. I mean, you are a little expensive, though, aren't you? I mean, supply hubs are looking good. I mean, putting 1 more wouldn't be the worst. But again, 20,000 are so expensive. I think they might have actually gotten cheaper. No, they have not. I think they've always been 20,000. Okay, never mind. Shows what the hell I'm talking about. I mean, more factory. I guess, yeah. Build them in Rhode Island, because we... No. Keep building Massachusetts. We got 100% research bonus there. I mean, Massachusetts is literally just military factories, so... Hopefully that's not a big problem for anybody living in Massachusetts. Okay, weapons upgraded. I mean, we could spend some points here. Okay, we have 75 legitimacy. Maybe if we get to 100, something will happen. You're worth 8. So you know what? I'll take 2 points here. Get me up to 83. Well, we'll get our way up to 100 just to see kind of what happens. Oh, hey, we actually bypassed that because we already had limited conscription. Thank you. I really thought for a second we would have to, we would have to research it. I mean, actually, to be fair, I probably would have just cheated a little bit here. But as we reassess American involvement, I think it's going to be a good time for us to end this episode. Thanks everybody for watching. My name is If you enjoyed, click thumbs up. Not enjoyed, click thumbs down. Want to subscribe, and goodbye.